Hello guys, welcome back to Materialize CSS series. In this tutorial we'll be talking about header and footer. I believe we have gone a little bit far, but deeply in this series I will be focusing on footer, as we will be doing when we will be learning about our navbar and others. We talk more about the header, but in this tutorial let's try to focus on footer. Footer is the last things that appears in your page. It's the last view which the user uses to see or view in your website if they want to get access to more information or any other link, or try to contact you via your social media account or through other channels, or read more about the page. So the footer enables it to be carried out. So it's the last thing that always appear at the top, at the bottom of your page. So let's get down to our browser. As you can see, I have my browser here and I have my editor here. So I just title it footer as I normally set up in order of my series. So I have my header here, have my main, and have my footer. So this is how to structure your page. You can structure it in three ways. You have the first, you have the header. The header comprises of everything that appears at the top of your page. In this place, everything that appears in the top is in the header, should appear or should be coded in the header tag, while the main is the subbody of the page. Everything that appears within or after the header is now the main. So after the main is now the footer, which the user wish to see as the last part of your page. So in this page, in this tutorial, we'll be focusing more on how to structure a nice footer, and also I will be using a flex in this chapter or in this series to carry out this operation. And if you don't know about flex, I think I still have it. You can still go back and read it more about it. So the first thing I have to do is to give this my footer tag a class of page footer. A class of page footer. So let's give it a class of page footer. Good, we have achieved that. As you can see, it appears this as by default, but I don't like that. I don't always like that, so I will change it. Let me just change it to black or probably green anywhere, but I prefer using black. Some people prefer using green. It depends on you as an editor or as a programmer. So the next thing, I will use a container for me to have a perfect margin of it, a container on it. So in this now, after creating my container, because the footer I have to structure it in such a way that it might have different column, so that when a user visits a particular column, it will read effect, or it will have a subheading that narrates about that column. So first I have to create my row. Now secondly, I will then create my column. So in my small screen, I want it to take the full size. In my medium screen, I want it to take 4, or probably let's say 5. And in my last screen, I want it to take 5. Good. So I've gotten this. So what do I want to input in this place? That is where it now comes to. But first, I can say header. Let me use H4 with a class of red. I like using red text. It depends on you. So with a class of red text, so I can say navigation. Whatever you wish to use is your choice. Navigation. So in my navigation, I'll now create. In my navigation, I will now create the list of my navigation using my li us. So I will now put my li. Inside my li, I have my anchor tag, so I don't want it to take me to anywhere. So I will now put, let me say home, and thereabout. Let me bring the other two that we have been working on. So I think let me just put collection in this place. So I'm just using this for the tutorial. It depends on you. What do I have again in this place? Because I want to link it to this page. I have my collection, I have my index, which I refer to as home. Okay, let me put model as the third one in this place. Let me close this one. So let me put model in this place. I want to link it to that page. So another thing I will create in this place, let me look at it. As you see in browser, it appears by blue as default due to the anchor tag. Anchor tag appear as blue by default. Let me change this one to capital letter. Oh, good. So I think it's good like this. Then I have to create another one. Good. So let me just change this one. Say push. I know this one might look somehow to you, but we learn that push a little in last screen. You should push it to be to 2. Let me just change this one to contact us or social media or whatever. Let me say in this place I can say Facebook. You can decide to use icon for it, whichever one you decide, but I just want to put the name so that you know what I'm referring to. So I can put YouTube in this place, YouTube. I can put Twitter, so that I'll put Twitter. So in this place I'll now change it to https www.facebook.com, and this one I can also let me just copy this one since it's almost the same thing. Let me just copy this one and use it to replace this one. So I will now change this one from Facebook to YouTube. That is the address of YouTube. And change this one to Twitter. Good. So I've gotten this. Now let me view it in a. So you see, I didn't put it in a container. I will put it in a container. You see, by default now you now push it to yourself, but by this it will now take a full size. Good. Oh, look at the container. I spared. No wonder it did not appear. Good. So let me view it again in a big browser. So there is that. So you see that is appearing at the top of the page, and I said it's the last thing that's supposed to appear at the down of the page. So that is where we now make use of the flares. So but before we do that, just have to create another thing again, which is the footer copyright. The footer copyright, let's try to create it in this place. So there is the container. Outside here we create a div, the class of, we create a div with the class of footer copyright. Footer copyright. Footer copyright here. Good. So in this I'm gonna create a div, the class of container. Inside this div, now this is where your copyright details now goes into. So you can decide to use a material icon for the copyright, or for me I prefer going to the browser, copy any copyright symbol. I think I have it here. I can copy this one here, and let's go back to our editor. Where's the editor? I can just easily paste it here. So I say copyright 2020 legends global, which is my channel. This is road to the alright resolved. Alright, resolved. You can decide to use anchor tag as well to show them or to pump out the right result, the copyright. So let's go back to our browser. So as you can see, is here in this place. I just want to do something so that it will look appealing. So in this place, I can decide to change the background to gray and change this to center. So I think this is it. So we now make use of our flex now for us to be able to structure it or to place it in the bottom of the page. So we have gotten this. We have gotten our navigation. Let me just click on this, whether it will take us to Facebook or this one will take us to YouTube, whatever. So let's click on it and see what will happen. You see, when we click, it now redirects us to Facebook because we put in Facebook in that place. So let's go back. What of the YouTube? So the YouTube is not connected. What is wrong? What did I type in that place? What did I type in YouTube? What did I type in YouTube? How is it now going? Supposed to go www.youtube.com Twitter. So why is it not showing? Oh, it's why is it showing 4W and what I put here is 3? Okay, sorry, it's 3W. I didn't even see it. So the system does not lie. Once you make mistake, it will show you your mistake. YouTube is still showing the 4W. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh and see YouTube. Good. You see, it has taken us to YouTube, my YouTube, and let's try Twitter. So that is that. We have gotten it, but it's not in the position that we want it to appear. We want it to appear at the bottom of it. So let's get down to our page. We now have to go to our heading. I believe you remember this. If you don't know about this, go back and read about HTML and CSS. I still have it in my channel. You can download it, go through it and understand it. So I'll now put my style inside my style. I'll now put the body of the page. Inside the body of the page, I will now change the display of the page to flex so that I will be able to carry out the function that I wish to carry. So I will now change the mini height of the page. I will now change it to 100 VH. Is a unit of measurement. I believe if you go through the HTML and CSS, you will understand it more. We now change the flex direction to column. Flex direction to column. So the main of the page now, the main of the page will now change it as well. Now change the flex of the main of the page. So we now change it to 10 auto. So that is that, simple as that. Yeah, I say float is flex, not float, it's flex. Good. So let's get down this thing. We don't need it. So let's refresh it. You see, it has gone down to the bottom of the page. So no matter how small the page is, no matter the content of the page, it will still be at the top. But the problem of Flex is that Internet Explorer don't usually support it. So whenever you are using it, that means you have accepted that your site should not be viewed in Internet Explorer, because this function will not perform just as the way it performs in this place. So thank you guys. If you like the series, or if you like it, please subscribe, share, and